Chapter 703. According to the knights, there was a servant who had followed the second prince. This servant, similar to the horse ridden by the second prince, had not yet been found and was presumed dead with high probability. Upon hearing Kishir's question, Mujo's expression darkened further. However, this darkness differed slightly from the sorrow shown when speaking of the second prince, whom he had raised like his own child. Okay, it's probably not this old man Mujo. Ah, yes, the damned wretch hadn't been found yet either. He responded with a cold demeanor. That man's name was Panajan. He was a newcomer, having joined the Herney family less than half a year ago. He had served our second prince for about the same duration. From the perspective of an old servant who had served the second prince since childhood, a young servant who failed to properly attend to his master deserved death. However, it seemed he had disliked Panajan from the beginning. The man with less than half a year's experience went alone with the second prince. He must have been highly trusted. Trusted? What? He just took care of the horse very well. That's why he was taken along. The horse? Yes, Prince Ashraf didn't particularly enjoy horseback riding and always traveled by carriage. When he had to ride, he always took that man with him. Yesterday was the same. However, there was likely more to it than that. It was improbable that someone would select a servant with such little experience to accompany them simply because they cared for horses well. To this observation, Mujo seemed displeased to admit that his master trusted Panajan more than himself. Whenever he spoke of Panajan, he wrinkled his nose, unable to hide his displeasure. Dislike him or not, he should at least speak the truth. Yudhir glanced at Kishir. Catching his eye, Kishir silently smiled and lightly waved his finger, signaling to wait a moment. He cared for the horse well. Yes, that's a good trait, but isn't that something anyone can do? What about other tasks? Was he competent? No, he seemed to have no intention of learning anything. Recommended by someone, he ignored us and refused to talk, wandering outside every day and only pretending to work hard in front of Prince Ashraf. Damned rotten tomato. Oh, I see. That must have been hard. Indeed, it was tough for everyone. Poor Prince Ashraf often believed him, but we thought that someday his true colors would be revealed. Who recommended him? That place seems unreliable as well. Well, I heard young master Milael of the Conche barony wrote a letter of guarantee for his identity. At the mention of the Conche barony, Yudhir's eyebrows twitched. Kishir, noticing this, asked nonchalantly, "Was the second prince close to them?" Baron Conche is a cousin of Duke Herney. Prince Ashraf and young master Milael weren't particularly close, but they became friendlier after Prince Ashraf's last year's birthday. Perhaps that's why someone like Panajan was introduced to ensure comfortable horse riding. Indeed, it was Kishir's craft. With a cleverly probing statement, the old servant unwittingly revealed all about Panajan. That's interesting. I have learned many things I didn't know. Thank you for your help. Oh, it's nothing. The old servant, who had been speaking freely to the cavalry and Duke Paleta, was suddenly startled, wondering if he had spoken too rashly. However, Kishir, as if anticipating his concern, soothed him. The one who harmed the second prince is an awakener, and thus it is our cavalry's responsibility to capture him. I promise we will apprehend him to ensure the second prince's death was not in vain. If you recall anything unusual from last night, no matter how trivial, could you contact the cavalry? I believe there is no one who knows the second prince as well as you do. A servant who has lost his master is an entity no one cares about. Even if he had not served the second prince on the day of the incident, he would still be a sinner, not free from responsibility. In a situation where returning to the Herney family would only result in a severe reprimand and expulsion, Kishir's words deeply resonated with the old servant. Knowing he should maintain his guard, Mujo nearly let it down in that moment toward Kishir. After a long silence, he nodded. Understood. Taking advantage of the moment Mojo left under the knight's escort, first Princess Myra, who had been sitting quietly, spoke up. Mojo is a stubborn man who follows only Ashra, but you have managed to persuade him well. I only showed respect for the deceased as the princess did for her brother. And since you are in a situation of having lost a family member, there is no need to force yourself to stay strong. Princess Myra, as if pierced by his words, closed her mouth. Yidhir, observing her crumbling facade, realized she too had just lost a sibling. Though they were competitors for the heir's position and guarded against each other, even to the extent of not sharing the same house in Charloin, Myra still acknowledged the second prince's abilities and remembered even the minutest details of what he disliked. It was uncommon among nobility. She might not show it, but certainly Princess Myra was also swallowing shock and sorrow internally. However, she quickly composed herself, her demeanor even more upright and her gaze firmer as she spoke. Thank you for your words, but I will not trust. I must catch the culprit and show unwavering strength before Ashra's funeral, so I don't get entangled in useless talk. Her resolve could be seen as unbearably tough by some, yet Kishir withdrew gracefully with a smile. Strong and admirable. If that's your decision, then I understand. ... Anyway, given the situation, dealing with the troubles in the south must wait until after we find the one responsible for the second princess' death. It's unfortunate. But your offer to cooperate still stands, right? Princess Myra reiterated their cooperative relationship. Kishir nodded and she promptly stood up. Understood. I will speak with the knights and return to learn more about Ashraf's death. I will mention that my visit to the cavalry yesterday and today was solely for Melvin's exoneration. So please align with that. Agreed. If the cavalry learns anything more about this, please contact me immediately. Before you go, there is something I would like to mention. Princess Myra blinked in surprise. Yes? Kishir had just mentioned a missing servant, referring to the one spoken by the servant Mojo. Investigate the Conche barony first, which reportedly sent the servant. Also, continue the investigation we requested earlier about the southern merchant. I was planning to investigate the Conche barony myself upon my return, but the southern merchant as well? There seems to be a connection that piqued my interest. Princess Myra could not understand the connection, as there appeared to be none. However, Yidhir was not in the dark. The moment Kishir spoke, he met the latter's gaze and thought. So Kishir also made the connection immediately upon hearing that word. Earlier, his old servant, Mojo, while talking about the missing servant, had used the word rotten tomato. The term rotten tomato was known to be a derogatory term used by people in the southern part of the empire against people of southern countries or heritage. Anyone aware of this would have guessed that the missing servant was of southern descent. Hiring a servant of southern descent in a noble house was not unheard of, but it was certainly not common. If not recommended by another noble house, it would have been unlikely for him to be hired. And who had given that recommendation? Conche. Upon hearing the name of the Conche barony, Yidhir, recalling his previous life, suddenly remembered the identity of the next Duke of Herney, which he had almost forgotten. The previous Duke of Herney, not Princess Myra or her brother. It was a person from the Conche barony. It was a family so insignificant and lacking presence that he had forgotten about them until now. But hearing it brought back the memories. And coincidentally, we are currently pursuing southern merchants who might be hiding somewhere in the south. A murder involving a servant from the southern countries and awakeners. It's worth pursuing any potential connection. Well, that sounds like a clear motive for the Baron Conche. They have to remove the heirs who are currently fighting for who will be the next heir. And they also want to remove the cavalry from the south because they are going to be the future rulers. So they just thought, two birds, one stone. We are gonna just kill the dude and put the blame on the cavalry. Both will be gone and there will be no heir, and we will just swoop in and become the new heirs and have the power in the south and take the name Ohone. Sounds super plausible to me.